Good morning, everyone. Today it is a beautiful Saturday morning when I'm filming. I hope you all are having a great weekend. I'll probably get this up by tomorrow, but we'll see. So I thought I'd just take you through a little morning workout and stretching routine. I don't really have anything planned, but I figured I'd just see as I go, and yeah. Also, I am traveling next week and I need help picking out what dress to wear to this event that I'm going to. So I may include that in this video or the next video. I'll see. But yeah, so that's something else that's going to be coming next, and then I'll have a travel vlog coming out soon. And just a quick moment for the workout set. This is from Oxjocks. I got this quite a while ago. I think it was in one of my hauls. It is a super wide leg all the way down. So I really love this one. Okay, let's put the camera down to the ground so you can see my workout. I just had to film out here today because the light looks so stunning behind me. I'm debating if I should talk through this because I think it might be a little bit hard to hear. I might switch to a voiceover here. So we're going to start off stretching our arms on both sides, and I'm going to begin with this stretching routine and then move into a little Pilates workout. I like to stretch either at the beginning or end of my workout. I feel like it's actually better at the end because after a weight training session or a high intensity session, I notice that my muscles are very warmed up and looser, and it's just easier to get into a deeper stretch. But my muscles did feel tight this morning, and I wanted to have a little bit of a warm up before I started the Pilates. So then we're going into a straddle stretch, putting our feet out to the sides and leaning one way. I like to grab my foot and feel a deeper stretch. I'm feeling it in my lower back and all down that leg. I find that kind of pulling my foot up towards me gives me a calf stretch, which feels really nice. And I just stay there as long as feels comfortable. But it's always okay to lean into that stretch as long as you don't feel any actual pain. You may feel discomfort, but when it crosses over to actual pain, that's when you know you need to stop because we want to, of course, prevent injury. This is a stretch I usually do at the end because it is very intense, and in order for me to get my stomach completely flat on the ground, I really need to put a lot of strain on my hips, but it is a great stretch if you want to just go down as far as feels comfortable for you. This next stretch is one of my favorites, and you will see me do it several times throughout the routine because this kind of makes my hips feel back to center after I put some pressure on them, especially with the side splits that you'll see in a minute. And I like to just push down on my knees and try to make them go flat. I think I showed this in another video where I was putting weights on my knees to force them down. This next stretch is called pigeon pose, and it is a good one for the splits because, as you can see, one of my legs is essentially in the split already and the front is bent. So if you are able to do this stretch, you are pretty close at getting your splits. And this, I feel a deep stretch in my legs and even in my glutes. I love to do this stretch after a glute workout because it feels really good. And we will just switch over to the other side, make sure that we are getting both sides. I'm going to show you another method next for what you should do before attempting to go into your middle split. So you're going to see that in a second. But this one just feels the best. That's why I'm staying in it for so long. You can even see on that side how my leg is not. There's like a gap because that is my non-dominant side. So it's not as flexible. Now I'm going to be leaning into my two main stretches that are prerequisites to doing my side split. I'm going to be leaning forwards and feeling a really deep stretch in that front leg and also in my hip area of the leg that is back, if that makes sense. And I like to kind of rock back and forth, and I do this several times before going into my split. You're also going to see that I will lean backwards and straighten out that front leg to get a stretch all the way from my calf all the way up to the hamstring in that front leg. If you try this, you'll definitely feel it. And I'm just preparing that leg to be straightened out into the split. And you can do this as many times as feels comfortable until you're ready to attempt to slide down into your split. This mat that I have here is very like a weird rubber feeling to it, and it's sticky, so I always find it funny when I go into my split on this mat. It's like, it looks like a struggle, which you'll see in a second, but I like to wear socks and be on the mats at my gym because I just have like a very, very smooth motion of getting into my split at the gym. And then I was just showing you another angle here of me doing that same forward and back stretch. And I highly recommend, if you're trying to do your side split, to keep doing this motion every day, and you will feel your legs getting more flexible. But stretching is one of those things you need to be patient with, and it does take a lot of time. So here I'm going down into the split, and I believe I will show you 2 different angles of this. But I like to kind of turn around, stretch my back. I lean forwards, backwards. This is my dominant side, with my right leg forward, and it feels very comfortable to me to stay in this position. The other side is much more difficult for me to sit in. But for some reason, this one has been something that has felt comfortable to me since I was a kid and could do it, and it never went away. The left side, however, I actually wasn't able to do the left split all the way to the ground as a kid, and I've actually improved on it recently. It's still not perfect, but I somehow unlocked it recently when I was just stretching after every workout in the gym. For a while, I realized suddenly that my muscles were loose enough to do it. But I think that it's something that can be gained or also lost depending on your consistency. And I did turn the mat so that I could show you a better angle of the split so you could see my legs. And I'm still out of frame. There's limited space right here in this corner by the pool. I probably should have filmed it to the right where there's more patio space. And then for a crazy quad stretch, you can do this. I can't hold it for very long because it feels so intense, but it really is a good quad stretch. I am sweating. I was trying to see if it's showing in the camera. Not so much. It's really hot in Florida right now, you guys. Okay, now we're going to do the left split. So same thing, I'm stretching forward and I'm feeling a deep stretch in my hip and my leg, and now backwards. And again, I feel this all the way up the back of the leg through the calf and hamstring. You can kind of see my heels getting stuck on the mat as I try to slide down into this split. And you can also see a bit more of a gap underneath my back leg there in the center. So it's almost like I am not pressed all the way down because that leg is not as flexible. But it still was giving me a really good stretch, and I need to just push through and keep doing it daily, or my leg does not like to do the non-dominant side. And then I was leaning forward and grabbing my feet, trying to get as flat as I could. The final stretch is going to be a child's pose. This is a really nice stretch, both on the hips, and then I was also stretching my arms forward as far as I could, and it just felt really good. Oh, actually, I lied. There is one more stretch, which is going to be the cobra, standing up and straightening my legs out, holding myself up with my arms and looking to the sky. This is going to give you a really nice back stretch. And you can just hold that as long as feels comfortable. Then I went into some hip openers because I wanted to just feel a hip stretch again after all of that split movement. This feels really good. And even just trying to sit in this pose is going to be good for your mobility. So I recommend, if this is very difficult to do, try to start implementing it at least a couple times a week. I am actually holding my knee back with my hand to get a deeper stretch, but all you need is really just to sit down like this regularly and see if you can hold that position. I have heard that if your mobility is where it needs to be, this should be a comfortable seated position. You can also do some knee taps to each side. This is a really great hip mobility movement. And this is one that I've been implementing pretty much every time I'm at the gym doing like a leg day or something like that. If I do a stretching routine at the end, I will be doing these, and it feels really nice. So now we're going to jump into the Pilates routine, and this is a combination of Pilates style ab workouts, essentially core, and these are just some of my favorites. I didn't have a plan going into this. I just winged it and did a workout that felt comfortable to me. So feel free to follow along. After that first little ab movement, I'm going to be doing these slow roll down, roll up sit-ups. And the goal is to go down as slowly as possible, almost imagining that you're putting one piece of your spine down on the ground at a time, and I'm just raising my arms up, tapping the floor, and then sitting back up, trying my best to not use momentum and reaching to the sky at the top. You can see I'm going very slow down, and I promise you this burns so good. It may not look like much, but it is definitely a challenging form of sit-up, so I recommend you try it. And all of these core workouts today can be made more challenging with a weight. Today I was just doing body weight because I haven't trained my core in honestly probably a month, as bad as it sounds. I don't think I've trained core since I've been back from my Vegas trip, but I just wanted something gentle today, and I wanted to move my body first thing when I got up, which is always a really great way to start the day. I believe I did 10 of these, but I was definitely losing count during this workout. I was just listening to the nature sounds around me and kind of enjoying being in this movement. This is basically a classic Pilates move, scissor kicks with your legs and kind of just switching, pulling that leg towards you as close as you can, as close as you comfortably can. It is not supposed to be painful, but this is a really good stretch and a core movement. All of these are really great for your core, and you'll see so many benefits of strengthening your core just even in your everyday life that you might not have expected. Now we're going right into reverse crunch, and this is a very challenging movement for me. I am guessing it is for other people as well. It doesn't look like much, but it is very hard on your abs, so give it a try. And then kind of straightening my legs out. Well, clearly I'm not straightening them. You should straighten your legs out at the bottom. That gives you an even more intense feeling in the core. I started doing it about halfway through because I realized I was keeping my legs bent. But yeah, try to do push your hips up to the sky and then put your legs out straight. And then I was just holding for a few seconds at the end, and my abs were on fire. If at any point you're following along with me and you need a little rest, just go ahead and take that rest. Then we are going into some toe taps. This is another workout I always find funny to watch back because it doesn't look very challenging, but it really targets those obliques, the side abs, as you are kind of lifting yourself towards either side. I was really sweating at this point, and now we are doing some Russian twists. This is one I definitely prefer to use a weight because it feels a little bit too easy personally for me to just do it like this, but for the sake of the video, I did not have any weights with me. And I like to keep my feet suspended in the air for a little bit more tension on the abs. For our next workout, we're going to spin around and get on our hands and knees, and we are extending out one arm and the opposite leg forward, and then kind of crunching inwards and trying to imagine the elbow coming close in contact with the knee, if that makes sense. And this is kind of about balance and stability. Basically pumping our arms down 100 times while keeping our legs up and keeping our core tight. Okay guys, you can see my sweat this time. Whew. Honestly, working out, why is the camera all wonky? Honestly, working out in the Florida heat is like another thing altogether. It's kind of funny because it really adds to your workout to be able to get the extra sweat on. But don't be deceived, these Pilates moves and little ab circuit moves are challenging. I was someone who always used to watch Pilates videos and be like, there's no way that's actually doing anything, but it is much more challenging than it seems. So now I think I'm going to go inside and make a little smoothie bowl for breakfast. So I'll show you how I do that if you're interested. Okay guys, if you watched my last video, I mentioned that I'm eating a very restrictive diet. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make a smoothie bowl with limited ingredients that I have here. Frozen strawberries, some protein powder, and this cashew milk. I'm going to try to sweeten it up a bit with this watermelon that I have here, and then I'm gonna make the bowl with some toppings so that it's more enjoyable and satiating. If I wasn't doing the diet, I would definitely add some honey for sweetness, but I can't have honey right now, so yeah, we'll make do. And don't mind the mess in the back. I'm going to wash and cut up some fresh fruit to put as toppings to the bowl. So right now I have strawberries and plums, so that's what our toppings are gonna be. So
So the fruit is cut up, and these are gonna be my other toppings. It is cashews and sunflower seeds. You need to be careful with these if you are watching calories because nuts and seeds are very calorie dense. They're also very nutritionally great for you. They have a ton of nutrients in them, but you just have to watch the caloric side, and specifically these. Like, I could eat cashews all day, but it very quickly adds up. For example, this one, there is 680 calories in this container of nuts, so just got to use it in moderation. But since I'm eating so restrictive, I'm not that worried about calories right now. But I am trying to you can use like MyFitnessPal, or I use the Chronometer app to track my daily food intake and energy expenditure. You can even log your workouts, and it will calculate how much calorie difference is based on how intense your workouts are or your physical activity for the day. So I like that app, but I know a lot of people like MyFitnessPal. One thing I will say, I can't have bananas right now, and I am really missing them in the smoothie. I highly recommend adding a banana or half a banana to your smoothie because it makes it just like, I feel like it makes it thicken up and have a great taste as well. But we can't have that today, so we are just doing these strawberries. So let's get some of those out. I put a generous amount. Then we're going to put a little bit of cashew milk. One thing I always screw up is I put too much liquid, and then I'm disappointed with how watery my smoothie is. So we're gonna try to not do that today, just a little bit of liquid, and we can add more as we go. We have a scoop of protein powder. And this, honestly, like I said, if I was making this for taste, I would be adding a lot more ingredients. I would be adding a banana, I would be adding honey, but I can't have those right now. So for sweetness, the only thing I could think of here that I have, because I'm not eating any additional separate sugars like artificial sugar or cane sugar or anything, I'm going to put some watermelon because these are so sweet that I feel like it has a sugary taste. Whoops. Okay, here it is. Let's blend it up. Okay, it is pretty thick. Watch, you guys, by the time I'm done assembling this, it's going to be water, because that's what happens to me every time. I'm going to put it in this bowl here. That looks delicious. I'm going to try to hurry up because, like I said, this, I usually don't get to enjoy it when it's in this super creamy state. I think I need a new blender. It's really good. I'm going to put some of the fresh strawberries on the side here. It's looking good, and then our final topping is going to be a little bit of cashew butter, probably about 2 tablespoons. I just kind of want to drizzle that over the top. I am definitely going to enjoy this. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna stop the video here and go eat my smoothie bowl. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching this video. My next video is going to be packing and having you help me pick out some clothing items I need for my trip next week, so stay tuned for that. And otherwise, I will see you next time. Leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Bye guys.